This is round 5 of Ragadorn Alehouse Brawl. First is the movement phase. We've got the landlord prowling around trying to convince people to bet more money. This is the landlord down here. She probably sees that the herb warden isn't a high roller. She probably sees that. She's going to continue to try to persuade the merchant that he must be feeling lucky. So she'll move right up next to him, and she's just going to tell him that he had a bad previous round, but she feels like his luck is generally in the right direction. So I'll roll a d10, 0 to 6. He ignores her. 7, 8, 9. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do odds or even. Odds, he concedes. Even, he ignores her. 4, even. So he ignores her. Doesn't ignore her. I'm sure he's engaging, but yeah, he's not going to bet more. He's not buying what she's selling, sort of literally. Okay, so this serving girl up here was trying to talk to the mercenary. He is engaged in combat. Oh my gosh, that means that he shouldn't have been able to be in combat because he was being talked at. Okay, so I'm going to roll for her to see if she can distract the mercenary. She's just ruthless. She just wants gold. And I think, again, odds are even. Well, actually, no. Let's say 7, 8, 9, the mercenary will be distracted. Because he's fighting kind of for his life. So, yeah. 7, 8, 9, distraction. No, does not happen. So he does actually literally ignore the serving girl. Serving girl 2 is way down here. She now sees that there is a Helghast. I think she's going to jump up on the table. No, that doesn't give her any benefit. If you're on a table in melee, you get a +1 or something, so that doesn't matter for her. She's going to throw a bottle at this guy, and she is also going to pick up a chair. She's already got a bottle, but she's going to pick up a chair because she's probably seeing that this is not good. A ghostly being has materialized in the tavern. That's got to get some people's attention. Okay, on to the magician. The magician is happy to continue fighting the mercenary. I think she is lower in combat now, though. The Alether has worn off. She's got just her magic mace, which gives her a +2 to her melee combat. Melee is quite dangerous. I'm honestly, as I'm talking about it, I might just have her move back. She might grab a chair. She's going to grab a chair. And so now she's armed for missile attacks if she's able to get one in. Could she do that? 1, 2, 3. Yes, she could. Okay, cool. So that was her turn. Now let's look at the herb warden. He probably notices that there's a Helghast. I don't see that he's going to really be able to help that much. But on the other hand, he needs gold. Helping with a Helghast doesn't guarantee him gold, but he could probably ask the lone wolf for a little tip for helping or something. And either way, that's probably a threat that needs to be dealt with. So he's going to abandon the gaming table, I've decided. And he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of towards the Helghast to try to help out. I don't think he's going to get there in time. Maybe he will. We'll see. The adventuress, she needs to continue searching. That's her only hope at this point. There are only 2 more lootable locations in this. So I could deem one is that plate of food. So I'm going to have her go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then pick this up. And she'll gain some food, a food card for that, which I think she'll pocket right now. I think she'll just keep that for later. But she does search that plate of food for something. And yeah, among all the breads and the cheeses, turns out there's a pouch of 20 gold crowns. So she now has 30 gold crowns, which is the exact value of the large diamond. So that's kind of a big deal. She could now purchase the large diamond. So I think I'm going to say that during her movement phase, she's going to call out at the top of her lungs, "I've lost my large diamond. If anyone's found it, I have 30 gold pieces for the return of my diamond. Now, out of game, I don't know why she wants the large diamond. If the large diamond is worth 30 gold, then and she has 30 gold, then I don't see the benefit to getting the large diamond. However, I'm going to say, because the rule, her objective is to find the large diamond, it doesn't say, or the equivalent in gold, it is to find the large diamond. I'm going to assume that for whatever reason she wants that large diamond. Maybe it's a mission for someone else. Maybe it's got sentimental value. Don't know. She wants it, though. So she's not out of the woods yet. That's the adventuress's movement phase. Mercenary. He can't move, but he does get to discard one of his no movement tokens that was placed upon him by the magic wand of the magician. But he cannot move. The knight can move. Seeing an opportunity here to get at the adventuress, he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, placing him adjacent to the adventuress, which is good for him. He was also holding the secondary objective card of the Lone Wolf to find the Helghast, but I feel like that ship has flown. Sailed. Ship's sail. That ship has sailed, so I'm going to discard that from his inventory. The Helghast doesn't want to move, I don't think. The merchant doesn't want to move. He's happy to gamble. Lone Wolf doesn't want to move. He's happy to continue to try to kill his opponent. Now it's the missile round. A couple of people have things that they want to throw at something. First is the landlord. The landlord doesn't have anything. The croupier doesn't have anything. This serving girl up at the top doesn't have anything, but the serving girl 2 down at the bottom is going to throw a bottle at the Helghast in a desperate attempt to make this horrible thing go away, because it is quite threatening. So she'll throw a d10. She is how many squares away? 1, 2, 3. So it's, I don't know, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll say 3. It's 3 or 4, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change the range, or it doesn't change the target number, rather. So she needs a 4 on a d10. Or better. And she got a 4. So she has hit the Helghast for 2 damage and loses the bottle, obviously. That's no longer in her hands. She has thrown it. So that was helpful. The Helghast has lost 2 points of endurance, bringing it down to 23. The magician wanted to throw something. She was going to throw something at the 1, 2, 3. So she can throw a chair. She does need a 7 on a d10 to do 2 damage. And she got a 1. Yeah, maybe that wasn't the best. And she loses the chair. Maybe that wasn't the best strategy. Now that yeah. Oh well, that's fine. That's what she did. Okay, so now it's combat. So first, magician. Can she do combat? No, she's not adjacent to anyone. Herb warden cannot. Adventuress can. The adventuress is up on the bar, and the knight is right there. So she can just plunge her sword right down at him. And her effective combat rating for that would therefore be a 16. The knight is, I think, 16. Yeah, he is. But he's got a +4 magic sword. So he can parry really, really well. So he's 20. So she's 16, he's 20. So that's a -4, not in her favor. So she will roll a d10. And she rolls a 4. I don't know what that means. Let's look. At a -4 combat ratio, rolling a 4, everyone takes 4 damage. She takes 4 damage, and the knight takes 4 damage. That brings her down to 14 endurance. And I think that's the first damage that the knight has endured. So he is now down to 22 endurance. Okay, so he's a tough guy. The mercenary is, he cannot move, but he could do melee combat, but for the fact that no one's around. I mean, he's not going to attack a serving girl. So the next one is the knight. So we're back there. And again, he's got his fancy 20 with his magic sword against 16 of the adventuress because she's on higher ground. So this is a 4 differential, but in his favor. And he rolls a 2. Okay, well that's interesting, because that means that the attacker loses 3, and the defender loses 6. He was the attacker, so he loses 3. He's down to 19 now. She was the defender, so she loses 6 off of 14, which brings her down to 8. That's not good for her. She does have something to bring her endurance up, but it's I think she's got, yeah, it's just some food, so it's just like a +2 endurance. Okay, that's the knight. Now for the Helghast and Lone Wolf. The Helghast is at 20, and Lone Wolf is at 18 plus his 4 for his magic talisman, so he's at 22. 22 and 20. So who goes first? The Helghast is going first, so he's at a -2. He rolls a d10 and gets a 4. That means the attacker loses 4 and the defender loses 5. So that puts the Helghast down to 19 and Lone Wolf down to 24. And then we just basically do the same thing, except in this case it's a 2 differential, but in the attacker's favor. So this is Lone Wolf attacking now. He rolls a 5. 5 on a 2 is the attacker loses 2, but the defender loses 8. So that's pretty substantial. So that knocks Lone Wolf down to 22, but that puts the Helghast at 11. Is that what I said? 8 loss. So yeah, 11. I feel like it's probably a given that the Helghast is not going to last. Well, we'll find out next time. Thanks for watching.